Hi you guys, it's Moonlight Mason again. In this video, I'm going to be talking about David Dobrik and Jason Nash podcast. It's called Views. And in this morning's podcast, which is July 6th, David and Jason really get into it about the relationship between Trisha and Jason. And this video, I've got some juicy details on this podcast, because if you watched Shane Dawson's trilogy on Tana and everything that you guys commented that you wish Shane would have done and how he would have been, more unbiased and been able to let go of the friendship part and had just been there for us to represent all of our questions, that's exactly what David did with Jason. I was so impressed with David this morning, and he asked the right questions, and we're gonna go over a few things in this video, which I think was absolutely great. So if you wanna see what I have to say about David Dobrik's podcast with Jason Nash, you're gonna have to keep watching, and I'm gonna have to do something with this hair. Now, I just wanna show you guys really quick before we go into my intro. This is what she's gotta deal with. Now, I know this wig, I don't know why they made it like this. There's so much hair in the front that I can't just put it, I don't know, you guys. So I'm gonna work on this, and then I will be right back. So in this podcast, David does not hold back at all. And he just really, he's super professional, super nice. He understands that Jason's his friend, but at the same time, he doesn't let Jason slide on by, kind of like Shane did with Tana. And Jason is very defensive in this podcast. He's so defensive, and he starts out the video by saying to David, Trisha is right here. She's right next to me, and she's naked. Well, he said nude, and she's nude. So he had to put that in there. I'm not sure why. And through the whole podcast, while they're going back and forth, you can feel Trisha's presence. You can feel when Jason actually looks at Trisha or they're having their own reaction to something. You can actually feel that vibe. But what I found that was really interesting is that has David brought up all of our concerns and everything that's in all of my videos and all the questions that we have about that relationship, which is the exact same questions that David has that he doesn't quite understand. Jason says some very interesting things. Jason says, again, he reinstated, like I stated in my last video. He said, I met someone, I don't want to be alone. My job is YouTube, and I have to support my children. And if this is what I have to do for views, this is what I'm going to do. And he doesn't see anything wrong with it. And the fact that maybe, him and Trisha may break up today, or they might break up tomorrow and she'll go back to LA. That's just the way it is. And he gets, at one point, Jason gets kind of angry at David or what David is saying. And he said, Jason says, I'm just really shocked that you're being led by all of these comments online and that you don't know better. And then David says, no, but Jason, I'm telling you, this whole thing is bizarre. It just looks really weird, And then Jason says, well, you do it too with the clickbaits and using Trisha and I as your thumbnail for views. And then David says, well, I wouldn't do that if there wasn't anything that was already out there. Because David was talking about how they made these videos to go back and forth publicly and how they didn't really, handle it privately. And Jason says, well, we did handle quite a bit privately. You're not privy to that information. And David says, yeah, but still, you go back and forth. And then when Trisha makes a video stating and crying how hurt she is and how she's going to lose 50 pounds and not come back, and then she comes back and she titles the video, and does this and does that. And then Jason just comes right back at him and says, you know, if they fucking don't like it, they just fucking don't have to watch. Like, he's getting like really angry. And then Jason says, what else am I supposed to do with my channel? He says, you know, you've got your own, you know, like David's got his own, you know, gig going on. And then he named a couple of others in the vlog squad. And what do I have? He said, Jason goes, our videos, you pick me up at my house. See, that's what he told you, David, I thought they lived together, but I guess David lives somewhere else. I'm not sure. But Jason says, you pick me up at my house, and then we go, and then we write up something, and then I film you, and it's just getting boring, and I need new content. And if what I need to do is make these videos about Trisha or with Trisha or put myself online, then that's what I'm going to do. So basically, Jason says he's doing all of these videos. He's going to continue to do them, or maybe they'll stop tomorrow, but he's going to continue to do them with Trisha because he is a YouTuber and this is how he makes money. And he is not going to, you know, allow his viewers or allow David or anyone to tell him how to run his life and how to run his channel. And so David has asked he asked Jason, well, you know, do you want me to do like a more in-depth, you know, investigation into you and Trisha, kind of like what Shane did with Tana? And Jason says, yeah, you're going to have to ask Trisha, but I really don't care, because of course, Jason has made it aware that as long as Jason gets views and he makes money, he doesn't care, because Jason's number one goal is to support his kids and support himself. And I guess he doesn't have any other options to fall back on. So this has got to be it for Jason, is making it on YouTube is what I got out of it. And so David said, you know, to everyone, you guys let me know, like, tweet him or let him know if you want David to go more in depth into their relationship, because David said that he has not really watched their videos when they went back and forth during the breakup. He said he just watched maybe one or two of them. He doesn't have his questions all formulated. Think about this. If you do watch that, if you do listen to the podcast, I just wanted to let you know, go into the 19-minute 20-second mark, because the first 19 minutes of the podcast has nothing to do with this. It's all about advertising, and it's just all about, you know, like, you know, they're just playing around. It's nothing about Jason and Trisha's relationship. They get into it at the 19-minute mark. Jason continues to insist that it's 100% real, and that everything you see is real, and that everyone uses clickbait titles, and that's the way you do YouTube, because you're going to get a lot more people to watch YouTube. Just like this morning, I woke up to a video that Trisha posted that said, he said yes to having a baby. She retitled an older video, which was really strange. I didn't watch the whole thing in disgust. I couldn't watch the whole thing because I remembered this video. It was filmed in Jason's bedroom months ago, and I don't understand. Maybe she's doing that because maybe in that video for a split second he said, yeah, he'll have kids. I don't know if they got into some kind of argument. She's trying to prove to Jason, see, you did say yeah. I don't know. But anyways, I am living for this, because at the end of the day, Jason, you are giving me content. You are giving me stuff to put on my YouTube channel. And I, you know, just so you guys know, I make a variety of content. If you look at my playlist, I don't just talk about this. Those of you guys that are new and are here for Jason and Trisha, I do, and I have made more videos on Trisha than anyone else, because I started watching her a long time ago when she said something about dogs don't have brains, and I absolutely love it. When I make a video, like I made my last video that was just up on It was on Trisha and Jason, the last video that I made right before this. That was just, I think it just went out yesterday. I didn't watch anyone's videos before I create my own. I just really want you guys to know that, especially with yesterday's video, because what happened was, as that video is loading up to YouTube, my AT&T service and my computer and everything, it takes like 6 to 8 to 10 hours just to load up to YouTube, okay? So there's no way I could have created that video after I watched Peter Mon's video, because I did get some private comments that said, you just made this video because, no, I didn't. That's impossible. If you look at the time of that video and you look at the time that that Peter Mon put his video up, it's impossible, okay? I'm not that quick. I cannot make this video that you're watching now. I wish I knew what time it was. I don't know what time it is, but I think it might be like 3 o'clock p.m. We'll see when it goes up. It takes hours and hours for it to go up, and I want it to go up as soon as possible because everything changes so quickly. The point of this is I make my own content. I don't look at other people's videos and steal this and steal that and think about what they're saying. I don't care what other people are saying. I've got my own thing to share with you, my own thoughts, my own views. And I did comment on Peter's video because Peter Mon and I had pretty much the same points that we commented on, and I thought it was great. All of a sudden I'm watching Peter Mon. I don't know why, but I'm finding his content, I just like his content now, where before I wasn't really that much into him. Anyways, I will see you in my next video. Bye.